was it? How was that?
Well, it was a great service. You know, it's good to see a lot of familiar faces, and you know, the support of the community, and you know, a lot of the local coaches in the community that were there, and an opportunity to see his family. So it was good all the way around.
What kind of role did he play in your life?
Oh, huge impact, quite honestly. You know, when I was growing up, he was the high school head coach for my local high school where I ended up going. And they finish, you know, they win the CIF championship in 1982, and I think I was 8 years old at the time, and I was a little kid playing in the end zone while they were playing that game. And I remember watching that game, and I always thought of Fred Peterson at that time as this giant, you know, this guy that was 9 feet tall, and you know, as the hard-nosed coach that everybody looked up to. And then when the time came for my opportunity to play for him at El Camino in junior college, I had to get over that factor because I always thought of him as bigger than life. And now, going through it, the impact that he's had, and I think back to, when you get your time to reflect, I think back to a lot of the things that I'm trying to instill in our football team. The messages I'm trying to give our guys are the same messages, you know, Coach Pete gave me and instilled in me. And so, you know, his legacy will live on, you know, with me and with our football team, because I think he's got great values. He's a tremendous football coach, and you know, I'll always think of him in certain situations because he meant a lot to me.
Well, what's the core of that message that you got from him that you're?
Well, gosh, I don't think that you can just put it on one thing, but I will say this: he was a straight up guy, and you knew where you stood, and whether you liked it or not, whether it was good or bad, you knew where you stood. He was straight up with you. He was honest with you. But with all that honesty and with all that kind of what would look like a hard person to break into, there was a lot of compassion, and he cared for his players. And I think that's what we always strive for. We're trying to get our kids better and be straight up and honest with them, but also show compassion for them, you know, in times of need, because they do need us.
Did he ever get a chance to see you in your element here and kind of do your thing?
Not in practice, no, but he's been to plenty of games, and so I think that you know, he knows the style of coaching. You know, I broke into the coaching profession with him. You know, my first year coaching at El Camino, he was the offensive coordinator, I was the quarterback coach, and worked with him every day. Sat next to him in the box as he called plays, and learned a great deal from him.
What was Chris Polk's thing?
Chris Polk tweaked his knee last night in practice, and we went in actually this morning and scoped him just to clean up a little bit of a meniscus thing in there that it's not serious, but I just didn't want it to linger, and I thought the doctors handled it really well to step and say, let's just do it now so we're not dealing with this thing come October, November. So, you know, it potentially could be a couple weeks, but I think he already feels good about it. You know, it could have been something that was there from before, and when he tweaked it, that meniscus could have flipped up on him. And so we just went in and cleaned him up first thing this morning, so I think he'll be back in no time.
Is the opener